Today on the channel, we go back to WrestleMania 6. Absolutely majestic any time of year for the Ultimate Warrior from the Vault, Series 4, Ringside Collectibles exclusive.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE from the Vault unboxing and review. And today we summon the power of the Warriors with Ultimate Warrior WrestleMania 6 from the Vault, the Ringside exclusive. And of course, for all your Ringside exclusive needs, better hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And oh, baby, WrestleMania 6 rides again. No stranger in the action figure game. Of course, Jakks Class Superstars getting us a lot of WrestleMania 6 Warriors. Mattel not messing around with WrestleMania 6 Warriors. And we're getting a little bit more here. Obviously, a defining moment in Ultimate Warrior's career. And obviously, wrestling history as the Ultimate Warrior defeated, of course, the immortal, not so immortal Hulk Hogan that night. And it didn't even shock the world because pretty much everybody in the world, except those pesky kids in my class back in the day, that said there's no way Hogan will lose to Warrior. And I've always told the story. I came back into school that Monday. Ooh, I was excited. I told you. Really the crowning achievement of my life. And it's been downhill ever since then. But I'll never forget the hysteria of Mania 6 and the build-up. Of course, them crisscrossing at WrestleMania, or at Royal Rumble that year. Then taking it to Saturday night's main event and just the build up to Mania. It was just one of those things that you'll never forget. And I think every kid has one of those hallmark moments in wrestling or in life that's just burned into your brain. And that's me with WrestleMania 6. So anytime I get a Mania 6 Warrior, it's really speaking to my childhood nostalgic heart. There's no doubt about it. And that's what this one's going to do here today. And this one, we got a little bit of a twist on an old favorite. That's what we're going to call it there. But of course, we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's dive in. And from the Vault Series 4, the final releases for Mattel in the Elite line in 2024. Cheap plug, we're doing all of our best of year-end countdowns 2024, of course. Tons of stuff, celebrating everything action figures as we close off this year. And as a special Christmas gift, we do got my toy collection tour. So you can check all that stuff out on the channel. Once again, cheap plug for all that. But there it is, the power of the Warrior. Now, I'm going to need to buy 3 of these. I'm going to need to get 2 more. I'm going to wait for a deal. Got to get a deal out there. But I'm going to need 1 mint on card. And then I'm going to get another one to display with the Warrior head. Yes, I'm that much of a lunatic about the Warrior. Gonna have to do that, but look at beautiful there. Of course, this is representing Ultimate Warrior post-match. All the face paint's off. Just a wild time for a little kid to see Warrior with all the face paint off as well. You got the 2 title belts, holding those up there over the fallen Hulkster. Sorry, Hulkster. We're unifying the titles here in Toronto that night, the Ultimate Warrior. Just what a moment. What a moment, as I've always said. Cool throwback style packaging we get from the Vault. And once again, Ringside exclusive from the Vault. The only place you're going to be able to get it is over at Ringside. Even got the little Ringside logo at the top, as we know. Elite collection as well. Warrior looking only like an Ultimate Warrior could look. Same thing over here. Looks like he walked out of Poison or something back in the day with that hair all teased up. Man, Warrior again. You got the blurb, you got the tail of the tape, you got the cross sell. You know we're unboxing all these on the channel here, so stay tuned for that, of course. But here we are, Ultimate Warrior, height 6'2", 280 pounds, titles WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, and forever the keeper of Kyle's heart. It's not Rio, it's the Ultimate Warrior. Did you know Ultimate Warrior defeated Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6? Come on. Come on, did I know that? Get out of here with that. Marking the only time in history the Intercontinental Champion battled the WWE Champion at a WrestleMania. I think I could have done better copyright. No offense to Robert over there if he did this, but he wasn't going to battle him again because we all remember Jack Tunney came out the next week, said those two got to put their differences aside. They're going in their own directions. There will be no rematch. There will be, and that's what Jack Tunney, he got his gavel or his cigars. I don't know what he did, but he said no rematch. We all remember that. So there was no chance. There was no chance of it is what there was. But looking good. Of course, we got Razor Ramon, Bray Wyatt, and good friend of the channel, Cody Rhodes in this series. Playing all the hits right there. See you later. Goodbye. Like a young Craig Hodges at the three-point line back in the day is what that is right there. And there it is. Ooh, baby, the Warrior. Look at that. I'll never forget. I'll never forget with a tear in my eye. And I remember my parents telling me, just settle down. You don't got to be so loud. I was like, this is once in a lifetime. And I'll never forget that, of course. And then just like 5-6 months earlier than that, the Oakland A's won the World Series. Man, that 6-month stretch or so for me was just, it was a wild time. It was a wild time for little Kyle. Doesn't get much better than that. I wish I could have a memory like that in this day and age. Instead, it's just Kyle, work all day, work 70 hours a week, and then you got some reviews to do. That's my stress relief in this day and age, that's for sure. But here we go. We're going to get the Warrior out of the package. We're going to unleash the power of the Warriors, and of course, they got to lock him in with the twist ties. You know how that works. No doubt about it there. And we're ready to go. Maybe. See you later. Goodbye. How about a little plastic prison? Now that that's done, we can dive into, of course, the accessories with the power of the Warrior. And you do get the open hands right here. We'll never forget that brief moment where the Warrior was like this. And we remember him doing that, of course, a year later with the Macho Man Randy Savage before he retired the Macho Man. And then it was very nice of him to write that letter to Jack Tunney, say, okay, I'm going to let Macho back in. He's got to take care of the Snake Man for me. That's what he said. But if it wasn't for Warrior, Macho Man wouldn't have had that renaissance later on in his career. So the Warrior eliminating the Macho Man, letting him back in, ending Hulkamania once and for all. The Warrior, did anybody have a bigger couple of year run? Nobody did. But we do got those maniac hands right here looking very good. And of course, title belts, 2 classic title belts right here. A beautiful yellow Intercontinental strap, just absolutely breathtaking. Loved, of course, the different color leather on the Intercontinental Championship back in the day. And same thing with the world title. But this is the old Hogan world title that the Warrior, of course, took away. But the classic winged eagle looking absolutely beautiful right there. Oh, a moment in time. But now we're going to dive into the head sculpts here. And the one out of the package, I think, was the smart move by Mattel. I think I agree with putting this head in the package, right out of the package. I think it works a lot better. It gives it and makes it feel a little bit different, especially for mint-on card collectors. We've got the Warrior there, and man, he's got those eyes. I mean, I don't know. He could have been doing lines of blow with the Hulkster back there in the Sky Dome. There very well could be, because his eyes are just way out there. But the Warrior living life on another level. He was on another plane. He was on the astral plane at all times, I think he was. But it looks like the Warrior with no makeup, no face paint, no nothing. Looks absolutely wild. Almost like a young Kerry Von Erich is what he looks like here. Long hair, of course, looking good. Everybody loves a mullet. Who doesn't? Who doesn't in this day and age? Second head here, of course, a head we've seen in the past. It is the Ultimate Warrior with the face paint. Choose your own Warrior adventure. Like I said, a 2-in-1 figure here. You mix them up. You put one with the Intercontinental title on. You put this going on here. You get the different hands. You make it feel totally different is what you got to do. This one you got to display with the pose, holding the belts up in the air. There's no doubt in my mind for that one there. So looking very, very cool right here is what we got going on. I think we've seen this head in the past with face paint on it. So it's not a lot of new ground being broken right here. But 2 fabulous head sculpts here all day for the Warrior. Now we do get the tassels. I do like the tassels can move around. So you figure photographers can show motion with those tassels. Do however you want to. But very cool neon colors. And I remember the old WWE magazine and their collection of shop stuff, of course, at the events and things. I remember buying these tassels as a little kid just to wear around because there was truly a fashion plate, of course, for me back in the day. Looking good down here. Of course, you got the wrist tape going on with Warrior, the neon colors. But one of the huge differences, and we'll do a big comparison later on in this video, one of the huge differences here is that bright neon orange, almost a peach color here on the trunks, and the fringe and flare on the boots, and then, of course, the knee pads as well. That is definitely a different color, making it look and feel a lot different. I don't know about feel, but you know what I mean. Definitely looks different here. Warrior jacked up as usual, just like a Greek god. He was was beyond a Greek god, if you ask me. But looking beautiful right here. Of course, articulation, arms all the way around for us. Bicep cut, double jointed, pinless elbows. The hits being played right here today. Hands removable, back and forth, side to side. Head removable, back and forth, side to side as usual. Got that nice ab crunch, a nice tightness there. We do got the waist articulation. Can we get some legs going up? Look at that. No Vietnam bounce back with the Warrior. And he was made in Vietnam, it says on his shoe, but it looks like they got that fixed, at least for the Warrior right here. And we do get the splits as well. So it looks like the constant learning, constant improvement has finally came through. Finally got some correction on some of that stuff. Thigh cut. Double jointed pin knees. What are we doing? We want pinless knees. You do get the boot cut there, and then you get the ankles a little side to side, a little up and down. Very, very tight in the ankle department right here for this one. Maybe this one, boy, very tight on both of them there. But you do got the fringe going on, and of course you got the tassels down there on the knee pads as well. No doubt about it, it's the Ultimate Warrior. There's no fooling it with anybody else, that's for sure. Maybe the Renegade, maybe not. Let's get a Renegade figure in 2025. I'd buy that for sure. And there he goes. He does fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand. The power of the Warrior riding again. Man, you know I'm here for that. But let's do some comparisons. Of course, we had this back in the day in the Elite. I guess this is before the match, of course, is what this would be here. Looking very, very nice, of course. We did get this released 2 different times. Once in like the Legends and what was it? Legends Greatest Hits or something like that. But basically the big difference is the neon wristbands are a little bit different. So you know me being a Warrior Psycho, had to have both of those. And then fairly recently, a year ago or so, what is time once again, we did get Mania 6 in the Ultimate Edition line. I did pick up both of those. We do get one without face paint again, and the cool thing is you can switch these heads back and forth if you want different looks for your no face paint Ultimate Warrior. You can take it to the next level if you're a customizer and paint on Warrior if you wanted to. Choose your own adventure there, but man, Mania 6 really riding hard. Obviously, it was probably the biggest moment in wrestling history. I mean, what was bigger? Come on, there was nothing. But for me, there was nothing bigger in wrestling history, so I totally understand them celebrating this. I could bring out all the Jakks ones, too. We've had a lot of WrestleMania 6 Ultimate Warriors, but like I said, it is deserved if you ask me. Maybe not for everybody else, but a kid like me, growing up at a certain time frame, a certain window, this will always be the most magical time in professional wrestling history for me, and I'm here for it to be celebrated all the time. So maybe I'm a little bit biased, possibly, but there it is, the Ultimate Warrior WrestleMania 6. An all-timer if there ever was one. What say you guys, though, in the comments down below? Let me know your thoughts, of course. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and my other YouTube channel. Got 2 channels that both funnel up to my Patreon. Get early access to everything, bonus content, you name it. It's all going down on the old Patreon channel. Appreciate the support over there. You can also be a free member at this point. You can also sign up as a member for a full year if you want to for extra savings. Check out ProWrestlingTees.com. Head over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and now on Kindle for my book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstars Series. Of course, featuring Ultimate Warrior from Mania 6. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, and of course, now on TikTok. So for the power of the Ultimate Warrior, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.